Hello everybody, welcome back to another Clutching Gaming video, and today I'm going to be talking about something that I didn't really want to talk about, because, I don't know, I'll talk about negative stuff sometimes, but for the most part I just want to keep my channel kind of like, just positive. And there's one thing I especially don't like talking about, that's politics. I'm a very apolitical person. I don't really like politics. I don't like, obviously they're necessary, but you know, I don't like the stronghold that it has on some people, especially America as a whole. Politics are like just massive there, and I understand that to an extent, because yeah, it's like the biggest superpowered country in the world. Like, I do understand it, but at the same time, there's no need for you to be like preaching politics onto your 5-year-old kid. Do you know what I mean? It's just not. It's not necessary. I didn't really start understanding politics till I was like an early teenager. So I think let kids, you know, enjoy the childhood. But that's like a separate conversation. It's not really as serious as what we're about to talk about. Obviously, this is different from politics. There's just political figures involved, and that's the Epstein files. Now, obviously, everybody knows who Jeffrey Epstein is. He's a very bad guy, very evil, monstrous guy. But there's been files about him now for a while, and there's just certain people that just didn't want them seeing the light of day. And obviously that made some people think, oh, you know, what are they scrubbing from the files? Because if they've got their hands on them, you know, they must be doing something to allow which doesn't allow them to release it soon, ASAP. And basically, I guess that just got people thinking that there were certain names involved that they were trying to scrub clean. And again, I can't confirm or deny. I'm just making a video to talk about the absolute disgusting, monstrous things I've seen from the files. And I just don't understand what I'm even looking at most of the time when I look at them. And there's so many files I haven't seen, by the way. But one of the biggest things I want to talk about was the baby stuff. And now I'm calling it the baby stuff, A, because I just don't want to go ahead and say it, and B, because I'm very squeamish and I think I might throw up. But then again, I'm not trying to make this all about me, like, oh, you know, it's going to upset me if I talk about this. I'm just trying not to throw up, literally. Basically, all of the stuff I'm going to talk about in this video are like emails, basically written confirmations. Again, I don't know if this is 100% true. Like, at the end of the day, I'm only looking at a photograph of these emails from said files. I can't sit there and confirm 100% validity from it. But I've basically seen stuff about them. I really hate the fact that I'm going to say this, eating babies. There's a photograph of them. I don't know if I'm going to put it in, because like now I'm looking at it from this point of view. It's very disgusting. But there's a photo of them eating food, and it doesn't look like really bad off the bat. It just looks like them eating a meal. But people have pointed out that the meat on the plate doesn't look anything like animal meat. Apparently it's too light to be animal meat, and you know, it just kind of got me like really kind of, you know, like I'm fucking like foam, like fucking, like I feel like I'm about to throw up. Those really fucking gross. But apparently there's emails about them talking about how babies taste like cream cheese, and like really revolting stuff. And I've been just sitting on this for a couple of days, because I was debating whether or not to even talk about it. But it's one of them things that kind of needs speaking about, because these people at power who are getting away with this, who might not even see any consequences from this. It just disgusts me that that's even a possibility, that there's some people out there in these files that might not even see proper punishment. And again, I can't 100% confirmed can't even talk. I can't even 100% confirm that they are actually committing cannibalism on this island. However, if they are, that's a very fucking egregious, irreparable. Like, I can't. To be fair, at the end of the day, I can't even say irreparable because the fucking the paedophilia stuff's irreparable. This is just far beyond that. I mean, paedophilia is one of the, if not the worst type of person you can get, and somehow they've created a new space just to see how evil they can get. Newborn babies. It's just disgusting. The amount of things I've seen from it, the amount of emails, TikToks, the amount of evidence to support. Obviously, I'm not saying TikTok's like evidence. I'm just saying there's so many people that are talking about it, and I've not even really seen anyone of proper figure talk about it. So I'm kind of confused as to the validity, as I've said. But it's just one of those things that I've seen in the files that's just really fucking gross. And it just sickens me, the things that they could have been doing on this island. And another one as well, which is it's still really evil, but it's not it's not what we were just talking about evil. Basically, there was a few other emails to suggest, not confirm, but just suggest that the whole COVID-19 pandemic was a psyop to get people to be controlled, just to prove that they could. It was just a way to test that basically civilization worldwide would follow a set of rules to basically save vulnerable people's lives. And it works. Obviously, if that's true, then they succeeded because people did follow it. Obviously, there were some people that broke the rules, which obviously is bad. At the end of the day, you can sit there and say, "Oh, I broke the rules," but it doesn't matter because it might have been a psyop. It doesn't matter at all. At the end of the day, you were told to do something by your authoritative figures, and you just didn't follow it. And yeah, okay. In the fact of the UK, the authoritative figures thing is a bit hypocritical because the fucking most of Parliament would have throwing parties while we were actually following their rules. So it's a different thing for over here, I suppose. But still, do as someone says, do not do as they do, kind of thing, I guess. But yeah, I basically think that, again, that's maybe a possibility. I mean, that was the big conspiracy when it was going on anyway, that the whole thing was fake. And I didn't really have an opinion on it. I didn't know whether it was fake or not. To be honest, I didn't care. The only point that I didn't really I didn't care up to the point until they started vaccinating us, and then I thought that was a bit weird. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what they're vaccinating you with. But I'm not trying to say I'm anti-vax or anything. There's other vaccines that are fine for you, that help you or whatever. But the whole COVID-19 stuff was very quick. It was we found a disease a couple of months ago and we've already got a vaccine. It was a bit dodgy. However, obviously everybody was kind of forced to take it anyway because they basically threatened you if you don't take this vaccine right now, then you will be forced to live isolated until we say furthermore. And I just think I think it was really weird. Again, they didn't really let you know what was in the vaccine. I was at college at the time, so it was a big thing. You couldn't go to college unless you had the vaccine. It was as simple as. So I basically was one of the people that were forced to kind of take it. A bit weird, but again, I'm not trying to say I'm anti-vax or anything. I'm not really a supporter that it gives you autism or something. I think that whole argument's fucking stupid. But again, I just think it was a bit weird that they were so insistent that they pump everybody with vaccines. But it is what it is. But yeah, there's a few more things in there as well, certain people in the files. Fucking one of my friends said to me the other day, "Oh, guess who was in the files?" I said, "Who?" It was Bill Clinton. I was not surprised. Like, obviously, you know, Bill Clinton was up there with those groups of people anyway, so he's not like massive, but even still, I was just like, wow. I'm just not surprised. You just look at Bill Clinton and you just feel like he might do abhorrent stuff. But yeah, there's a few other things in there. I think maybe I'll make a separate video talking about like a lot of the other key points. Those are just, I think, the two main things I wanted to talk about. Sorry that the first topic was so morbid. I just really wanted to get off my chest because I've kind of been like, again, just kind of sitting on it for a couple of days now, kind of like really thinking about it and just thinking about how fucking evil it is. And yeah, just sitting there in disbelief really. But yeah. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one, and peace.